Panic here with another replay cast from the Artifact Cup 39, this time a round 2 match between EmptySoul and Agame ANX. So, starting on the south side of the map, in the gray and gray carrier, coalition carrier, is Agame.
Rally point set. Move to location. Be advised. Carrier repair systems online.
And on the north side of the map is his opponent, once we turn reveal all on. And that is in the pink Soban carrier, EmptySoul.
Construction units identified.
Salvager online.
So this is Dune C, and Dune C is a map, a 4-player map, one of the few 4-player maps that is in the queue for 1v1s. So that means there are 2 resourcing locations on either side for the players to go with. And curiously, Empty is deciding to go for this wreck bulkhead over here instead of putting his carrier in between these 2 starting resourcing locations. If we go to the south side of the map, we can see that Agame is doing the more standard opening of parking the carrier in between both resourcing locations and until he can get a support cruiser up and then mine from this way. So it'll be interesting to see what Empty is deciding to do by long distance mining from this wreck bulkhead over here. And it is open, this is just a replay bug that we can't see yet, see if they're mining already. So Empty is going to go with his trademark LAV opening, sending a bunch of LAVs all across the map to get good vision. And then Agame over here on the bottom decided to go for a fast support cruiser, is now building out some salvagers and researching AAV fabrication.
We have eyes on an artifact. Stand by.
Empty looks like they'll be able to get and secure this artifact. And meanwhile, Agame is scouting with some light LAVs.
Fleet logistics module out.
And one other thing to notice about the Dune C is right in the middle is this really huge dune. So whoever can control this dune here is going to have a lot of high ground bonuses. Some armored assault vehicles coming out for Agame. They're going to be able to push these LAVs away just fine.
System capacity has been enhanced.
But looks like Agame will be able to get this base runner in without any sort of harassment.
Armored vehicle is taking fire.
And then over here,
secure location marked.
now Empty has decided to go for this resourcing location over here, one with 2 primaries, has a support cruiser out, so starting to get his eco game online as well. Fortunately, we can't see what Empty is researching. You only can watch this game from Agame's perspective, and that's one of the limitations of the replay system in Homeworld, which I wish they would fix, but I don't think they're going to. Some aggression coming out here from the AAVs, pushing back Empty's LAVs, and in response, Empty's bringing out the Soban railguns, unsurprising whatsoever. And then Agame is going to go straight into fighters and gunships, building a bunch of AAVs to deal with the rails that he doesn't know about, but probably anticipates Empty building, because Empty is a Soban player. This railgun is going to be put on the back of this dune, giving it high ground elevation over any sort of harassment that Agame may do
Light attack vehicle in
with
service.
the stream of LAVs. And these LAVs, they do have armor upgrades. Empty's LAVs do not have armor upgrades. So no armor upgrades for Empty, but armor upgrades for Agame's LAVs. So Agame's LAVs should be able to take out Empty's LAVs.
Strike fighter online.
This railgun does have high ground advantage once it gets in sight of that armored assault vehicle, but Agame's fleet of LAVs and strike fighters are coming over here from this direction. And it does not look like Empty is expecting any air. So this is going to be quite the punch between the upgraded LAVs and the unexpected air. That AAV served as distraction. There goes the railgun. In come the AAVs.
Move order confirmed. Green line confirmed.
Or perhaps not. The strike fighters are going to find and destroy the space runner. It's going to fight back, but too many missiles. And it should blow up very soon.
Move order confirmed.
Fleet capacity deployable out.
Location marked. Enemy support craft neutralized.
Strike fighter ready for service.
What do we have back here in the middle? More LAVs from
Strike proximity
Agame.
Hostiles designated.
EmptySoul is now beating Agame in LAV armor upgrades. And then the strike fighters are going back
Strike fighter
in the base. You can't see if Empty is researching
Let's move.
missile ships, or if Empty is researching the support cruiser
Support
anti-air.
cruiser now operational.
But I imagine Empty will have to be researching one of those two.
We're moving up. Cruiser reading.
Agame has another support cruiser coming out. It's going to go for has 3 resourcing locations moving out right now. Maybe thinking about going for a 4th, or just wants to prevent the unnecessary movement from this resourcing location.
Engines on.
Meanwhile, Empty's only going after 2 resourcing locations, but does have another support cruiser, so maybe thinking about going over for this resourcing location. And meanwhile, the strike fighters are in the air, the LAVs are positioned themselves in a harassing manner, so we're going to see what the players decide to do. In come the strike fighters.
Interceptor taking fire.
Those LAVs should be able to do some damage, except for Agame's good micro, keeping the strike fighters going in and then coming out. And it looks like Agame just wants to destroy these armed logistic modules, but the carrier is going to put out another.
Light attack vehicle in service.
And strike fighter going to go back home with good strike fighter micro
Green line confirmed.
by Agame. Support cruiser in the back. Did that have anti-air? I did not see, but more posturing with these LAVs on top of the hill. The dune, that is. Looks like the armor upgrades have been normalized. And Agame also has some damage upgrades for his LAVs. So, with the high ground advantage and the upgrade advantage, Agame should be able to take this LAV fight as long as it doesn't get in range of these armed logistic modules. Yes, so we do have the support cruiser with the anti-air turret upgrade, just keeping these strike fighters at bay, and then Agame really doesn't like... EmptySoul really doesn't like these strike fighters, so building 2 missile ships, and then this also gives the mortar ability, which is pretty good against the LAVs and other low armored targets like railguns. Agame going to use this cover as a chance to get a base runner, and then going for vehicle damage level 2 for LAVs, so very upgraded LAVs from Agame. Still hasn't gone for railguns or any sort of higher technology, just looking to do some damage with this large fleet of LAVs.
Copy. Green line verified. Scans active.
A mortar that misses. Good bait by Agame.
Prep for mobilization. Coordinates confirmed.
Empty still only operating off of...
Be advised.
Oh,
Team
here we
en route
go.
to recover the artifact.
Tactical bombers. That's the play for Agame.
Scans active. On our way.
Moving in the tactical bombers, and what are they going to
Be
hit?
advised. Hostile carrier visually authenticated. Our
Going to
bomber is under
destroy
enemy fire.
a support cruiser, but then they're going to fly the wrong direction, and Agame is going to lose
Bomber destroyed.
2 of them.
Armored vehicle is taking fire. We got something on the horizon. Waiting for eyes on to authenticate.
Bringing in a AAV to do some scouting. That's going to be cleaned up right there. I'm not sure that was
Vehicle has
a
been destroyed. Contact. Enemy
good
armor.
trade
Bearing designated.
for Agame.
Red hostile designated. Green mark bearing. Point set.
Fortunately, can't check and see what the bombers cost. I don't remember off the top of my head.
Strike craft
Moving in
taking
with the
effective
LAVs.
fire.
That's a decent mortar right in the middle, but Agame with a good split on those
Alert.
LAVs.
Light attack vehicle destroyed.
Those mortars are not very effective.
Green line confirmed.
Good use of the
Reading.
weapons jammer field from the Soban. I don't remember what it's called off the top of my head, so I apologize for that.
Move order.
Light
And
attack vehicle online.
Reading.
LAVs from Agame will be falling back. Agame's floating quite a lot
Light
of
attack vehicle in service.
RUs here.
Carrier copies.
Resource units. Going into some assault cruiser fabrication. That's a good idea against the AAVs. Moving in 2 base runners, which should be able to
Cleared for move. New heading set.
get in
Light attack
to the
vehicle in
extraction
service.
zone before the LAVs get here.
Research completed.
But they are going to be sacrificed.
Light attack vehicle online.
Ordered
Artifact
in.
recovered.
We'll see, can the other one get in?
Alert. Fort taking hostile fire. Confirmed. A turret is under
Air's
fire.
coming in. Nope, that one
Vehicle
gets
has lost
blown up.
possession of an artifact.
Reposition. Ready.
The other base runner's probably going to die.
Strike fighter taking fire. Move order confirmed. Coordinates. Hostile strike craft down. Move order confirmed.
The strike fighters come in and do some damage, fly out before the LAVs can hit them. More LAVs just streaming out from Agame.
Push up to that point.
Proceed to
And
rally
then,
point. Secure location marked.
Empty going to move up. Missile ships.
We're moving out. Spool up.
Fleet capacity
Missile ships
deployable
everywhere. Empty
out.
didn't like those tactical bombers. Don't blame him. Still only operating off 2
Light attack
resourcing
vehicle in
locations.
service.
Tracking
To
armored craft on
Agame
approach.
3.
Coordinates
Agame
confirmed.
has the eco
Light
advantage.
attack vehicle online.
We've detected something. On our way. Can you confirm visual?
No longer has the upgrade advantage.
Move order
Be
confirmed.
advised. Team en route to recover
But
the artifact.
going to try and secure another artifact with the protection of the LAVs.
Coordinates confirmed.
Research
Maybe
completed.
take out one of EmptySoul's base runners in the process.
Order confirmed.
Nice micro, saving most of the LAVs, but 3 unfortunate souls were lost.
Let's move. Location marked.
Looks like this base runner should be able to get there just fine. A couple of turret posts in the middle of the map, just to
Dunes are hiding. Green line
on the
confirmed.
top of the dunes, just to give Agame some extra
Artifact
support
position
if needed.
authenticated.
Let's see, what is Agame researching back here? And the carrier going immediately into some artillery cruisers and building
Base strike
some
craft
more
taking
tactical
effective
bombers.
fire. Green line
The
confirmed.
AAVs are going to come in here.
Enemy support vehicle authenticated.
Mortar's going to hit a few of them.
Alert. Light attack
And then
vehicle destroyed.
EmptySoul's LAVs are going to push back Agame's LAVs.
Receiving. Coordinates confirmed.
With the high ground advantage, Empty should be able to get a
Strike
decent
craft
number
destroyed.
of LAVs
Bomber
killed.
operational.
There's that
Target
tactical
research
bomber.
completed. Artifact recovered.
Bomber.
Authentication
And here comes the Air
confirmed.
Force.
Hostile on sensors. Authentication pending.
Be advised.
Getting covered.
Team
Oh,
en
that's a
route to
gunship
recover the
that was
artifact.
being
On our
built.
way.
Okay, gunship's good
Artifact
against
position
light
locked in. Secure.
targets like a whole mass
Be
of
advised. Team en
LAVs.
route to recover the artifact.
Move order confirmed. Roger that. Coordinates confirmed. Green line confirmed.
More harassing in middle.
Strike fighter approach vector
In
dialed in.
comes
Enemy
that
armor on approach. Course set.
turret post.
Weapon systems
And
online.
over on the side we
Weapon
can
range
see
systems currently active.
the heavy bombers are going to try and do some damage. but there's going to be a lot of anti-air here. Those are 2 bombers that are dead, and they don't even get a single support cruiser.
New coordinates verified. Defend that area with a turret. Runner copies. Green line confirmed.
2 more base runners coming, trying to get into the distraction zone for Agame. They are protected by a fleet of LAVs. Empty has a fleet of LAVs and a few missile batteries and a support cruiser.
Light attack vehicle in service.
Their own building a turret post, 2 turret posts to give some assistance to the LAVs, and the strike fighters are also flying out.
Copy. Green line verified.
And then we do finally have a 1 assault cruiser coming out, and then another. I don't know what the icon, if that's for the bomber or the gunship off the top of my head. I do apologize.
Green line verified. Move order confirmed.
The strike fighters are flying around as well, and both base runners are going to try and get in. Strike fighters are going to quickly come in, do some damage, lose a few strike fighters, get out. A good targeting jammer for EmptySoul. One of the base runners looks like it will be able to get in. That base runner will get the artifact, and then the 4th artifact might not be able to get in here. Let's keep an eye on that assault cruiser. Oh, that support cruiser is going to deliver the artifact, so Agame only needs to deliver 1 more artifact before winning. And that artifact timer over here is pretty close.
Light attack vehicle online.
Assault cruiser is out, one of the only coalition units that has Gaussian hover technology. That base runner is going to die. It does have the artifact. And Empty just using the carrier to destroy some of the turrets, and then Agame's going to bring out his carrier. Empty did not have as much power on his carrier, so this is a carrier versus carrier fight that Agame should win.
Weapon range systems at full capacity.
Green line confirmed. Set new heading.
Not to mention the railgun advantage that Agame currently has.
Strike craft destroyed. Hold fast. Push through.
Proceed to rally point. Secure location marked. Fleet logistics module out.
Grid updated. Place hull charges. Enemy railguns.
So these railguns from Agame are going to move up on to the high ground. I'm just going to continue to fire on EmptySoul's carrier, pushing it back. Agame is going to research up to power level 6, which will unlock the coalition nuke. Wait, they already have the nuke. Thought you needed level 6 to get the nuke. Anyway, looks like you don't. That nuke did take out a bunch. The cruise missile, I should say, did take out a bunch of Empty's railguns, and then leaving this carrier high and dry out here in the middle, and that carrier is going to die very soon from the railguns and Agame's carrier.
Alert, light attack vehicle destroyed. Mission success.
And there we have it.
Reform on command.